welcome back to Daddies Overnight, the podcast where we are very literally becoming daddies overnight through adoption.
And it doesn't matter if you're a new parent, future parent, or just someone that needs to laugh about life right now. We're good company.
We really are, so you might as well join us for all of the chaos, the cuddles, and everything in between.
As we fully embrace and not having a clue what we're doing.
But we're learning that's okay.
So welcome
To the family.
Oh my gosh, welcome back to Daddies Overnight. What a week.
We're in episode 2 and we've made it.
What a week.
What a week.
Firstly, thank you so much for the love, the support, and just everything. I did not expect it.
All of the comments and all of the love and the fact that people sat and watched and took in our story and the fact that we're having a boy. I know.
Or listened.
We're having a boy.
I know, we're having a boy.
A boy. That's what we want, isn't it? A boy.
We want a boy. We want a lad.
Can't believe that we're having a boy.
I can't be on a boy. But it's
because we're having a boy. You want a boy?
Matthew, stop. I was just showing him my gratitude.
Yeah, I'm very grateful genuinely really grateful for all the love.
That sounds so sarcastic.
Shall we start again?
Absolutely not. I would just like to say, I feel like we put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this podcast.
Yeah,
and
we really did.
We had a lot of anxiety about this podcast.
I'd say it was more than anxiety. It was more we just didn't know. We thought, was it going to be a flop a dob up?
That's called anxiety.
That's called anxiety.
But we're just really grateful and really happy.
So thank you so much for everyone that has just shown love. Even if you haven't listened and watched episode 1.
Go back and watch it because we had to do a gender reveal.
Yeah, we've just revealed, but we're having a boy. But the fact that you are here watching episode 2, we're genuinely really grateful, so thank you.
But or listening, Matthew.
Or listening. Sorry, I forgot.
I think you're a poddy now.
Yeah, I'm a poddy. I forget about all of our listeners. Sorry, because we actually listen to podcasts all the time in the car, and it's really annoying when they're...
I feel very unprofessional.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, this is episode 2.
Sorry, not sorry. I also think we're going to scrap the episodes. What? If you could see Matthew's face, I'm sorry, I'm not picking my nose right now, but I've got a little itch there. But I was going to say, because I do want to keep saying, welcome back to episode 2, welcome back to episode 3.
Yeah, but you can say it up until episode 5.
What, and then you're legit?
Yeah, and then you
I suppose people know you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, you know that you're stuck in.
I feel like episode 10... Because then once you get to episode 10, people are like, oh no, you're actually not going.
I did see the other day someone said that you have to get to 25 episodes before you're known as a podcast.
Okay. Well, we're going to do that because I think that's one of the things when we launched Daddies Overnight, is or when we launched this podcast, we were just it needs to be something that we can keep. And we didn't just invest all this. What are you laughing about?
No, I'm just laughing at you being all theory.
Because I was we worked so hard for this. We weren't going to just give up on this.
Of course we weren't going to give up.
So why are we here today?
We're here today because I'm really sorry I have such bad anxiety about this podcast that I need to make sure camera 1 and 2 are recording. I'm just going to check.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, they are. That's number 1. I just worry that the past
Harry, are you not behind the cameras doing this for us?
I worry that the past me stitched myself up and didn't click record for a laugh.
You're the person that would think you've hit record and actually you've hit unrecord.
Can we just say how fun I am to go on holiday with?
Oh god, he's awful going on holiday. He's have you got the passport?
I opened the suitcase at the airport and at the hotel to make sure nothing fell out.
Anyway.
Right, we are here today.
It's been a week since we announced online that we've been matched and the whole gender.
A boy, yeah.
And it's been amazing. And I feel like my shoulders, even though they're very henched, I feel like they're the weight has been lifted a little bit.
Yeah, I feel more chill because I can just be I can just tell people.
Yeah.
We have him.
And I feel like now we're settling in that we are being matched.
Yeah, and it's all going well. It's all full steam ahead, and I just don't feel like it can fall through.
No, it's
I don't know why I've just said that.
I don't know why you said that.
I don't know why
take
I said
that back out.
Okay, I take it back. I mean, it's going to be fine.
But I just feel like I'm left with all the feelings, all the emotions, the anxiety. That's going to be my word. I feel like I'm just a ball of an emotional
anxiety.
wreck.
That's how she talks on Inside Out, is it? Anxiety.
Huh?
No, right.
So I keep we've got this question before.
We get it all the time.
We get it all the time, and I don't feel like if you were pregnant and you could give birth, we would get...
Yeah, I don't
we
feel
would
like
get this.
we would get that. We'll probably get a lot of questions, but we won't get this question. And this question that we get all the time is, why now? Why are you starting a family? If I was pregnant, they would probably be like,
we get different questions.
can we study you?
You would be abducted straight away and prodded and pruned. But I just feel like people are like, why are you, like, firstly, I would say it's how do you know you're actually ready? That's the question that I hate that we get.
I know, because I did know when we were ready.
Huh?
I know how we knew that we were ready.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want me to answer
Go
it?
on, I wonder if it's the same.
When we were at Disneyland,
Far, far away.
it was quite a while ago at a certain park. I think it was in America.
Hi, Disney.
Yeah. So can we go back, please? But anyway, so we literally love going to the Disney parks. Like, we just love them. And anyway, so we went on this trip a couple of years ago, and it was just families.
Oh, yes.
And I remember thinking, God, they look like they're just having the best time with their family. And I remember thinking, I can't wait until we have a little child or children and to be able to like share the magic. And I feel like it was because of Disney, like a little light bulb popped in my head.
I think like, because when we first got together, like one of the first things I asked Matthew was like, do you want kids?
It was like a big thing. We were in Bella Italia.
Yeah, because I think it's a big thing especially in the gay community. I feel like a lot of people don't want kids, and it's something that I've always known that I wanted kids. So I think going into a relationship, it's one of those things like, I want to know that you want kids, not like now,
but just in the future.
In future,
so we don't waste time.
Yeah, and I feel like with that Disney trip, we don't have many kids in our family, do we? Really?
No, I think that's
don't have many.
Or a lot of our friends, like some do have kids, but like some of them don't. There are no kids in the family.
There's no kids in the family. So I felt this Disney trip was great because we got to be opened up to so many different types of families and so many different types of kids.
And they were cute.
And they were all nice. There was a few meltdowns here and there.
Like it would be, because it was like 2 weeks away.
Yeah, and some of it was early mornings, late nights, but like you got immersed in, and you start visualizing, I suppose, like what it could be like
with us having a kid.
at Disney.
At Disney.
slight issue.
So that really opened the doors. And then I think because we have just been like really lucky that we've loved doing what we do as a career, like on social media, I've just been like, God, it would just be so cool just to share some of the opportunities we get, like when we just get to do things.
I feel we're very lucky and grateful, like some of the amazing opportunities we get, and it's like, wouldn't it be amazing to just have a little one to do that with?
To share it with, for sure.
I also agree. And then the other question we always get.
This is like the second question all the time.
And it's really funny, actually, because obviously we had the conversation that we want kids. Like, yep, we want kids. We want kids now. And I'm like, slight issue.
How?
You can't get pregnant.
And you can't get pregnant.
And I know some people find that hard to believe. That I can't get pregnant.
Because lots of...
I am a male. I would just like to say I am a man.
It's true. Man.
It's true. Or sometimes all the comments, like, is that a woman? It's like, I've heard that.
Just because you wear makeup, it's ridiculous.
And I think I've heard that for all my life. So, unfortunately, if I could get pregnant, I think I would.
Yeah, it would have been a lot easier.
And less confusing.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have to jump through as many hurdles I feel like we've had to jump through.
No, and I feel like it would have just been chilled.
Apart from the pain.
Oh, yeah, I'd rather actually not have the pain and go through this journey than the pain.
I would rather just a crow actually just give me a child outside the front door.
It's actually a heron, not a crow.
They're the same thing, aren't they?
But basically, it's obvious that we're going through adoption because we say it in the intro. We're matched with a boy. But
meeting him soon.
One of the big things was like that or surrogacy for us.
Oh my god, this is really... It's funny now. It's not funny, is it?
But you're opinionated on it, whereas I'm more chilled.
Yeah, I'm really strongly opinionated with this. And this is going to rub probably people up the wrong way.
So remember, this is Ryan's opinion.
We're all entitled to our opinions. I just think in the UK, it's a massive scam.
It just, to us, it felt hard. This is surrogacy now.
Yeah,
we felt surrogacy wasn't the best because we looked at surrogacy before adoption and we joined all of these Facebook groups and we were like, well, how do you find a surrogate? We can't put it on our social media that we want a surrogate because I think that's illegal.
But also, this is the most hurtful thing as well. And I think some people came forward that they would like, oh yeah, I would carry for you.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever want a kid, I'll carry for you. And then like, it got to the point where we were like, oh, we want a kid. Can you carry
Can you actually do it then? Because you've said it
Because
like,
you said
so
it
much.
multiple times.
And then they all were like, oh God, I didn't mean it.
And I think that was really tough because I think it's like really looking back at it, I think we did bring it up actually to a few people. It's like really insensitive.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's not a throwaway comment.
It's not, because we were like, oh my God, we won't have to worry because we can get a different egg and all that sort of stuff. So it would have just been fine. But we basically went to some adoption meetups instead when all this fell through, and we're like, we haven't got a surrogate. And the thing that we were pushed at online was, why don't you go to meetups where you can hopefully meet a surrogate, and there's like groups. So we go to a meetup and we're like, we're going to meet surrogates and they can get to know us and they'll see us and they'll really like us.
Oh, this is what I was just going to add. Like, also, we didn't want to know the surrogates. We didn't actually want a friend.
We didn't really want a friend, but we were kind of desperate, so we would have taken a friend.
I knew that I would have been like a devil in that sense, like
watching them.
I think it would have ruined our friendship
because we'd have been like, what are you eating? What are you drinking?
But you want like to move in?
Yeah, I don't know. We would have just gone crazy.
It's just not for us.
But anyway, so at this meetup, we go in and it's
so depressing.
It was a bit depressing, but in terms of
you're so nice.
No, because all the people there were lovely, but we were all in the same boat. And we were all desperate for a surrogate. And unfortunately, it was lots of people like us who really want to start a family. There were no surrogates. So I was just kind of looking around like, what are we all doing here?
It's kind of like you felt like a shark looking for the seal.
And it was bad because like a woman would come in and she is looking for a surrogate too, because I'm guessing that she might not be able to carry.
Or she doesn't want to carry. But you just assume that she's a surrogate. So everyone...
Yeah, it was like, hiya, what's your name?
And realistically, you don't care. Like, you just don't care. You're not my friend. I just want to know if you carry my baby.
It's awful.
And that's literally how it was. It's like, there's a woman coming in, grab her.
And I remember we kind of were like...
Everyone was like it.
And we were like, God, they've got in there first. And it was awful.
I would literally be like, would you like it? In my head, I was like, I'm going to offer her a cup of tea. I never offer anyone a cup of tea.
Just to put out there were no surrogates at this meeting. It was just people like us that were very desperate to start a family.
And then there was a few conversations in this meeting where people were like, oh, if you pay a subscription for like over an agency, like you can kind of like go on their database, and then like if a surrogate, they can help match you. And then I was like, oh, you have to pay.
It was awful.
And then do you remember some of the people were like, oh, that were on this site that were paying, and they didn't reach out to any of the surrogates. And we were like...
really, they were waiting to be reached out to. And I thought, well, you need to put your foot out there and
I was like, do you want a baby or not?
But the websites weren't the problem, because I feel that's actually really good. There's a website to do it.
But I will say, in this meetup, it was quite clicky still.
Yeah, it was definitely clicky.
And we were the youngest ones in the room.
Which I think made us stand out in a good way because we looked fun.
We did look fun, but I feel like everyone in their minds like, you can wait longer because I have been here longer,
yeah.
And I'm like, I get that, but that's not my problem.
But going back to the website, the reason that website is bad is because it was like £5,000 just to sign up.
So much money. And you're not guaranteed.
And you're not guaranteed anything. And I'm like, and then we did ask the websites, we did reach out to them. We were like, what are the success rates? And they just couldn't tell us.
They were so wish-washy. And then I think the only other thing was surrogacy that like made us a tipping point. It was like surrogacy, it was not for us, was these Facebook groups. And then I remember going back to Disney, I went to put a photo of me and Matthew at Disney, and we're like, hey, Matthew and Ryan, we'd love to connect.
We're looking for a surrogate. We like love Disney. We're really fun and like all this stuff.
Want to start a family, all this stuff, all this spill.
And they rejected your post, and then I copied it and put it under my name.
Same Facebook group.
And they accepted it, and I was like, this is weird.
And that's when I was like, I hate clicks and the clickiness, like I hate clicky. It all. So I was like, this was not for me. And I think already going in the care system, I feel like I always had adoption in my head. But I think we wanted to explore both.
But then I feel like we were kind of at a bit of an end there, because I remember thinking, I don't really want to adopt, because I didn't really want to adopt. And it was only because I thought it would be a nightmare. And I always think of like Parent Trap, all these 90s movies, because it just feels like there were so many myths out there. And I thought adoption was just going to be awful.
And I think that's the issue. And I think that's why we were so passionate about sharing our adoption journey online, because all what the myths and all the things you read online, it's all lies. Or it's really dated.
Really dated. Like, for example, being a same-sex couple, can you adopt? It's like, well, yeah, you can, but I thought that was going to be a barrier. Or, you know, when we...
If you're single,
and then people that we did training with said that they were worried because they didn't own their house.
Oh my God, yeah, if you don't have, like, money in the bank, or if you don't own your own house, or if you have, like, any sort of, like, diabetes, asthma, you can never adopt.
And that's not true.
It's not true. But online, there's not a lot.
It's not the most positive, which I think is why we were so passionate about sharing the process of adoption. I feel like we've done a really good job.
We have, because I think there's been really good highs and there has been lows. I feel like we've shared our experience. And I think the one thing that we always echo, because we have got sometimes online about like, oh, you've had it quite easy. Yeah. And I just feel like every journey is different.
It's so different. And we only share like a percentage.
And I feel like this side of the journey has been really hard in terms of the knockbacks. I think that's been really tough.
For sure. So we eventually decided adoption was maybe the route. So we thought, you know, let's just inquire. So we rang up our local agency and...
it was good.
The lady was amazing.
She didn't pressure us. She gave us the information we needed and went away. And I feel like, again, we've always said through this journey, feelings is what we're going on.
And we had a good feeling.
We had a really good feeling.
She busted
so good
all
that
the
we're
myths.
getting matched. We've got a little boy coming. Oh!
Little boy.
Boy.
But she busts like all the myths. Everything that we just said, like she just was like, that's literally not true. Like adoption's so good.
Yeah.
And we thought we'd just go for it. And then we had to get all...
the paperwork so we
done.
had like the medicals, DBS checks, all the background checks, they were all done. And then training. I remember this day so well because you had to go to like the office for training and I don't know what we were thinking. I don't know what we were thinking. I think we were just being ourselves.
We were just being us. That's what we were thinking.
Yeah, we're like, we shouldn't hide who we are. So we walk in. I'm pretty sure Matthew's got a Pokemon bag.
I have a Pokemon bag.
We both got Disney bottles.
We look like we are going to college.
Yeah, because we're so youthful.
And we walk into this room and everyone else took a bit more of like a...
HR approach.
In terms of the fact, I think... because
most people.
I get it, because I feel like you would want to make an impression of like looking smart and stuff. But I remember thinking, oh my God, we look so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And this is maybe like... 2 months into adoption, so you have
over a year ago now.
Yeah, so you have 2 months of like paperwork and meeting like a social worker, and they kind of just chat to you about bits and bobs, the process,
why you want to adopt,
and then once everyone's all in agreement that you want to go for this journey, then you do this training.
And the training is all about like therapeutic parenting, learn about like children's background, and just like loads of different things.
I think we were excited because it was like a day out to go and learn and meet new people.
I think that was what it was like. I feel like we wanted to meet new people, and I feel like most of those people in the group are not our people, which is fine to say they're nice people.
They're nice people.
But like it was so funny walking in. I even think I had a prime drink with me.
Maybe, and
I just dread to think like
everyone was probably like, how much sugar's in that?
And again, then I sensed people were like, you're very young. To be adopted, you're young to adopt.
Yeah, and then when we said we did social media and stuff, I think everyone was like, wow. But everyone was really excited to learn about it, to be fair. Everyone was really good. And then we had all sorts of different training. We think they're
to our faces. They were really nice to our faces.
So this whole thing lasted probably about 2 months. So that was
I think it was 3 months.
3 months. Yeah. And that was very much like in-class training and like all the paperwork, all the boring stuff, basically.
Just like your name checks out that you are actually Matthew and I am Ryan. And our ages.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
But the big thing about this whole thing that everyone dies at.
Oh my God, this is horrendous. I still think this is horrendous.
I get it, but then at the same time, I cry inside at the thought that
I think that's the thing. God. It's like you haven't got to say, but also you get the reasons why. But because, like we said, we don't have kids in our lives. You have to demonstrate that you can kind of look after kids in some sort of like way.
So we had to do nursery training.
Or it was the Scouts. I wasn't doing Scouts. I wasn't going to go back to doing Scouts. I did Scouts when I was young, and I still don't know how to do more than one knot. So I'm not going.
We're not doing that. We were really lucky because we managed to get a very nice nursery placement, and it was very nice.
It was, thanks to our friend. They were all. Everyone was so nice. Everyone was so. I would want. I need him to go.
Yeah, because the nursery was amazing, but we were crying inside every Monday morning that we had to drive to the nursery and basically go there and
spend the morning there.
Yeah.
And I think it was more the first time. Like, you know, when you get like a new job or you're going to college or something new that you don't want to do, you sometimes get butterflies and you're a little bit anxious. You don't know how, like, are you going to be liked? Are people in the office going to like me?
And I was just worried because I was like, all of these people do this as their job and I'm coming in and I have no idea what I'm doing with these kids. It was like that, wasn't it?
It was like that. So we walk in, they separate us straight away. So one of us are with like the 1-year-olds and the other's on the other side of the building, like with the 2-year-olds. So we're not actually, can't even see each other really.
Yeah, we cannot see each other.
And I remember one story and it was so fun. There was this one boy and he was like obsessed with me.
He was also obsessed with me when I was down there too.
It turns out he's actually just obsessed with everyone.
He was the sweetest. We could have adopted him. He was so cute.
He was so cute. But he literally had a candle wax.
And that basically means, for anyone that does not know what candle wax is, it's constant runny nose and
clusters of snot.
And you had the unfortunate scenario.
And he was a climber. So I would sit down. And there was one time I sat down reading books to everyone, and he came, and I was like, let's read together, shall we? And he just wanted to climb me. And then I'm like really worried that the snot is just going to go all over me. And then he was like, I was like, I think you should get your like your nose wiped. You should go and ask someone. And he comes back with a tissue, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's got me to do it. No joke. I got the tissue, gulped. Every eye was on me in the room, and I was like, I have to do this because there's no way out of it. And I literally had to, I was like, if my finger pokes through this tissue, I will cry. So got the 3, 2, 1, and just did a quick movement across his nose and wiped it. Whoa. And it wasn't bad.
It's weird because I feel like if it's your own kid, you don't care, but because it's someone else's kid, you're like, oh my god.
That's what everyone says about, don't they, when we tell this story? Everyone's like, you're gonna get used to that.
That's so annoying. People say that.
It's so annoying.
I don't have to get used to someone else's snotty children.
No, because you would go to your mum, go to your dad, or go to someone who's looking after you. I am not dealing with your candle wax nose.
But we got through the candle wax and we got through training and we had enough hours to go towards us
we
showing.
Experienced a lot of different kids. There was really cute kids, some bullies in the room. Like,
they're not bullies, darling, they're 3 years old.
Okay, there were some problematic children in the room. There was a mix of different feelings.
Yeah.
Some kids had really big feelings
and some kids had small feelings.
Yeah, so I feel like we got to know a lot of different ages, a lot of different like kids, and I think that's what pushed us towards a boy.
Because we went in thinking, I don't want a boy. We did not want to have a boy. We didn't want to adopt a boy. We were like, girls. We just thought we could
always
connect.
Wanted a girl.
You thought because of makeup and stuff and being more like feminine.
I generally thought I would have a real connection with girls. Because in our life now, day to day, we are more connected with females.
We have more girlfriends than boyfriends. But I just feel like when we got in there, I was like, oh my God, I just, like, the boys just wanted to play and they were, like, chilled.
I think I really enjoyed playing, like, the football, the dinosaurs, the more, like, activity stuff I really enjoyed.
So good.
I'm not saying that that's the case. Like, there was girls joining in and stuff like that.
But the boys were just really cute.
Yeah, again, it was a feeling.
And then, that's why they want you to do this training, so you do kind of know.
Yeah. Now, this brings us on to stage 2. So the whole process of adoption, it was supposed to be like 9 to 12 months, isn't it? So we've done stage 1, we've done training, and you have to do like nurse training to go on stage 2. Stage 2 is around the corner. This is like 6 months now.
Yeah.
And stage 2 basically involves a lot more intense training, a lot more one-to-one meeting with the social worker.
It's basically like counselling every week, sometimes twice a week.
When we moved, it was twice a week.
Yeah, for up to 3 hours a night.
And like we were lucky that our social worker
was amazing.
Stage 2 was amazing. I love her. But it was a lot. And I feel like for me, I think I struggled more than you.
Because the social worker we had, she was so good and she was just very like, modern in terms of wanting to modernise adoption.
She was youthful.
She was youthful. And it was just so good because I didn't struggle with her, but you did. And only because she would ask questions.
I think it's because I'm damaged and you're not.
Yeah, that was also why you came with baggage and I was just like
I come with a house of baggage and you come floating on candy floss. Candy floss.
Candy floss.
You're just dipping your toes in the water and I'm like head deep in mud.
But I think what it was is because when you'd answer a question, there would be a pause where she's obviously reflecting what you're saying. But
it's the pen. It's the pen. When I see the pen, like what you imagine like a therapist doing, where they sit opposite you on a one single chair
judging.
With a pen and paper. And I don't even say judging, but when they're writing notes down.
They are judging, because they're judging if you're right.
What, in their head? Yeah. I suppose when they're writing things down, you automatically like, what are you writing? Show me.
Yeah, you do want to be like, was that the right answer? Because you do kind of think I need to say the right thing.
And I remember there's times, Matthew, you can waffle.
I can waffle.
And like and you can't stop. Like when you waffle, it's like you can't get off the treadmill. You're like, oh my God, someone help me.
And I would overshare, I guess.
And then I remember looking at Matthew like, stop waffling. And then she was just noting these things down. And then I remember that time. Do you remember when she was like, I can sense someone in this room is a little bit uncomfortable.
And then we both just looked at Ryan. And I was like, Ryan, can you just get it together? There's going to be awkward silences because we're going through very in-depth things.
It was really hard. I feel like we learned a lot about ourselves.
Yeah, we did. And I just feel like the main things that what were they even going through with 3 hours a week?
Oh, I don't even know, I feel like
Looking
it was
back,
like...
it was like a blur.
I think a lot of it was like... Some of it was like tick box stuff, I do think. I think some of it was very much like they had to check certain things. So it was kind of like... How do you think your relationship's going to change? Like, how's work going to change?
Do you think that you can have a good support network? We used to be able to have time just you two and all these things. And then
which I suppose you would want to think about anyway if you're like pregnant or about to have kids.
It was all worth it. But then I think a lot of the hard stuff was from your past.
My past. Mine was really horrendous, I have to admit. And I would prefer that we didn't do it. Only because I just feel like I don't know you. I don't want to tell you everything when I don't know you. But I understand that you had to be open.
Because they have to know about your past.
And you can't even lie. They find out everything.
Because we weren't aware that they were going to go to where you used to live and get your old care records.
Oh my God. Because I was in care, they got my whole report. Some of the stuff I didn't even know. The reasons like why I was in care, I actually never really knew because I was really young. And I didn't even know my age. Remember, I thought I was like 8.
No,
I thought it was 10.
You thought you were 10 or 12, but you were 8 years old, yeah.
So I'm so young because I don't even remember. But all this stuff that came out, and then I was really shocked that they just went and got it and didn't tell me. I think that was the only thing that if I reflect back, I'd have been like, oh, there should have been some sort of warning enough to be like, we're going to have to get like your report. Yeah. Just so then I could have mentally prepared like, open up the damage gate.
Did you even know there was a report?
No, I really didn't. I really didn't know.
But the whole reason they did it wasn't because they were being snaky, because they probably thought that we knew. But it was almost just to make sure that anything from your past couldn't be triggered from when you adopt.
Yeah, and I think it's been a blessing for us because that was what we were really worried about. I was really worried about like my past holding it against us, like...
Because again, it's like another myth, like because you've been in care, does that mean you can't adopt?
Yeah. Sorry, I thought there was a little fly on my microphone, but it's not. It's a little hair. And but it wasn't. And actually, it turns out to be a strength. I feel like I will be a lot more empathetic. That's not the word.
That's the word, empathetic.
Empathy, yeah, have a lot more empathy, knowing what our little boy has gone through and like maybe like the missing pieces, to understand that like every family is different.
I think that is what our social worker did do. She did empower that.
And I think that's something now that I have for good.
Because there were some tears in those sessions.
There was a few tears, but on a funny note, because I feel like it's going a bit neggy.
It's real.
I know it's so real, but it was so funny because Roscoe, our dog, he's very bouncy, and like a lot of the times I would always be worried because if you're not a dog person, Roscoe can be too much.
He's too much. He can be really annoying.
And like he doesn't understand when to just like leave the room. So I felt like we would always walk him, wouldn't we?
This massive walk. So when the social worker would come, the dog would basically be collapsed.
And it would be like, he's like this all the time.
He's normally just so chill. God, you've caught him on the best day.
Or like if it's sunny, he just wants to sunbathe, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So we would be like, yes, because he just won't. And I think that was us being over hypersensitive.
Because she did not care if Roscoe was crazy.
Because I remember like she would sit there and he would be all over her and I would be panicking like, oh my God, he's moving. Like they're going to think he's too lively.
And it's just normal because he's a dog.
You just can't help going into this like hyper awareness mode.
I feel like you were hyper aware and I was aware.
You weren't even aware.
Half the time I was
You were like, I'm talking to my friend here. That's literally what you were like.
And then when you finish your counselling sessions with the social worker, because that is what they feel like, you then have to go to a panel.
That we describe it, and we've said it online before, it's like X Factor.
And this is like where your whole adoption journey, everything you've learned, all the training, all your medicals, it all goes to this group of professional people and they make us say whether you should go forward and be approved to adopt. And then obviously you can
decline, or they can literally say no.
But they don't say no, they actually say this is what you could do to improve. I think that's how we were always told.
It's still a no. It's still a no.
But they do always give feedback but then your social worker should never let you go forward for that if you're not ready.
And I think that's something that like was always said. Like if they feel like you're not gonna pass, they will beef up your profile. Either like you need to do some more nursery training, or we need to dive into like your past again,
or if there's a bit of trauma or you've had a reaction or something, you just
need a bit of counselling, a few sessions. So there's like they've always worked with us.
And us saying that probably sounds really scary, but I feel like it wasn't. It
was actually probably the easiest part of the journey,
because we sat there and we just said how much we want to be a family
and just answer the questions honestly. And I feel like, especially when you're like, I think it was, you've got nothing to hide, so it wasn't like you were trying to hide anything. I think it was quite easy. And the panel was just intense because you don't know what to expect. You automatically think they're going to be like stone cold. And like, they were really nice.
You would think they would just be really scary and just be they weren't picking us apart at all. It was fine, actually, wasn't it?
It was fine.
And then obviously we got approved, and then it was the whole,
waiting to be matched.
Yeah, get ready to be matched. And here we are, we've been matched with a child.
Yeah, after many or few kind of like sad opportunities that we didn't get matched and it just didn't work out. And I think that's the one thing with adoption is like, I think it's really hard, isn't it, for us? Because I think if you gave birth, that child automatically yours, you automatically love them. Pretty much you love them.
Yeah.
Like they're your child. Whereas when you're adopting, I think
there's 101 pieces to make it actually happen.
And you also know exactly what you're getting and what that child's going to be like. You know if it's a boy, you know it's a girl. Like you kind of know what they look like. So it's hard because like if it's your child and you naturally give birth, I feel like you just accept that child.
Yeah.
And for us, for example, like we had a lot of like things that we had to really look in and be like, we maybe couldn't deal with someone in a wheelchair right now because we just moved house. Mm-hmm. But it was like if you gave birth to that child,
you would make it work.
You would make it work, but because you're picking, you know there's a better home for that child right now than what you could offer.
And it's all about meeting their needs, isn't it? Like we felt really bad because if there was like, for example, we were fine with things because you basically get a tick box of what you can handle and what you feel like you can't handle. And your social worker obviously signs it off. But we were like, a deaf child, we could definitely handle because you're like deaf in one ear.
Pardon?
Or I think like really, I think we said blind was fine. Maybe.
I think like we said speech again because my speech. It all comes back to me.
It all comes back to him. If we can cope with Ryan, we can cope with anything.
Perfect.
No, I'm not.
But like there was things that we were like 100% comfortable and confident in our skills, and there was other things that we weren't, and that was really hard because you felt so bad for like having to say no or thinking, I don't think I can handle this.
But it was a tick list. It was like like the biggest
really
list,
was.
and it was from like the way a child looks, their gender, their trauma, backgrounds, family, like all things about them, and it was
like
crazy.
Education.
But you just have to be really truthful, because it's like you don't want to say yes to everything, and then you finally get there and you're like, oh my god, I can't.
Because it's also your life. It was also our life, and I think that's something we've had to like really look inwards, and I think that's something we've kept to ourselves and we did ourselves, and we didn't let any like outside.
We didn't talk to family about this. We didn't do any of that kind of, what are you putting on yours to the people that we did the training
because
with?
I think even like your family or our family and friends be like, we would help you, like we would help, and it's like, but it's still a big impact on our lives. Well, if when we get our little boy, if he happens to then be like deaf or something now, like he's our boy. Like,
so it's just like, you just deal with it. And then I actually went into this thinking, oh God, well, all these kids must not get picked. But then
there's one little boy that we couldn't handle, but someone else has.
Like instantly.
Yeah, which was really nice, because we were like, I felt we went showing, no, we did show interest, and more information came to us. We learned more,
and we were like, oh, we just feel like this will be too much for us.
It was a lot for us to handle, and we felt really sad, and we had to take like a week just to like really.
I think we like cried and everything.
It was pretty sad. It was pretty sad, and then like we went back on the site, and he was obviously gone, so he's obviously been chosen, which was nice. Which was so nice. It meant like there's a family out there for him that can like be perfect for him, but we just weren't the family. We weren't the family.
But that is basically adoption journey in a nutshell. But can we just share the story, like the story out of the whole adoption process that we laugh at, that we feel like we might have got wrong in the training?
Oh my gosh. I still don't get this. I still don't. And this is like, this could be, if you're listening or watching this, we need you to comment what your views
please,
are.
If we are in the wrong, because everyone...
This is your listener question.
Please leave a comment what you think of this, because basically we did some training and it was around natural consequences for a child.
Like therapeutic parenting. And it was all around, this is just like a hypothetical question, but I just want to see how we would all react. And it was like, your child's having a breakdown. I can't wait for Matthew to try and explain this.
Your child's having a meltdown, but you've promised them a surprise. You've calmed them down, and you still want to give them the surprise because obviously they think a surprise is coming. But you can
still sense that they're not like 100% happy.
And the surprise is a game.
Yeah, like a video game.
Like a PlayStation game or something. And basically you give them the game and then they smash it.
Yeah.
And that was the example. And the
natural consequences were... they've smashed the game, so they haven't got the game.
Yeah, they don't get it anymore. And because they had that reaction, it's their natural consequence, so they don't have a game. And
I just couldn't, and I literally thought, I piped up, and I think during training, you're really scared a little bit to pipe up, because you think they're going to be like, get out the door, you can't adopt, and that's somehow how you felt. But I piped up on this, because I was like, I can't sit, and I was like, I always want to be truthful. I was like, I can't sit here and pretend I agree, because I actually don't get it, or I don't agree. It's one of those things, and I just don't agree. And it was very much like piped up, and I was like, oh, well, that wouldn't happen to us because we would be given the game. And then the whole room is like...
no one agreed.
And I was just like looking around like, am I really a monster?
Because we said that we would change the surprise.
Because they never knew the thing was the kid didn't know the surprise. So I was like, the surprise that we would have done would be like made homemade pizzas as a family.
Because they knew a surprise was coming, but they didn't know it was a game.
Yes, that was still a surprise. You made homemade pizzas, you bonded, you connected, you communicated, you have all those feelings on the table. And then you would give that other surprise, i.e. the game, at a later date. The child still gets a surprise.
Yeah.
No damage has been done in terms of the video games not being... You've not just, like, dropped 40
quid, yeah.
So, and then, like, I think it went down in the end quite well, but then it was, like, never really echoed if that was, like, the right, quote-unquote, right answer.
Because I feel like everyone said they would have given the game even if they would have smashed it. And I was like, are you for real?
And I get natural consequences.
No, I'm sorry, no.
But at the same time...
Not on that one.
I'm not on this one, but I get them. But on this time, I was like, you're losing. You've just lost £40. That child doesn't know what money is. Yeah. You know what £40 is. Like, you're... suffering your own natural consequences.
Yeah, because you gave them the game. But now we're saying it, I'm like, I feel like we must have read it wrong or something.
I still don't I still stick with my
So
answer.
that is our question for you guys this week. Would you give the child that's having a meltdown the game?
Or would you, as a surprise, or would you maybe do like another activity like pizza?
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe everyone would give them the game, and if they smash it, that's their own tough luck.
I still won't do that. I still won't do that. I think it's very different natural consequences when like they're on like a muddy walk and you've told them to bring like socks and wellies and they don't, and then they get muddy feet, and then you're like, well, I told you to wear socks, and now
they're like adamant on not wearing socks.
And now you've got muddy feet, and obviously you've packed a pair of socks you give them, but then they now know like, I should have listened because I've just got a bit pruny feet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then you've sorted it, you come to the rescue.
But not smashing a game.
Yeah, that was a big no-no for me. And that was like, I don't know why that lives in our head.
I don't know what. I think it's because we came away and we're like, this is so strange.
It was so strange. I just didn't get it. So I feel like we are ready to be parents.
You're ready.
Well, I think you're never ready, are you? That's the thing, that the people we see online that are like perfect parents.
Right, guys, I'm sorry, but are these people faking it?
They are faking it.
Are the mums and dads of like TikTok and Instagram, are they faking it? Because everything looks perfect. I think now...
What's with the houses and all the toys put away?
Oh my God, it's just... I just can't... Right.
I can't even put my own toys away.
Anything that we share at Parenthood is going to be so real. We will not fake it.
And I think that's kind of what we always set out to be, is like, we really don't know what we're doing. And I think that's the beauty. I think that is the beauty. I think sometimes the best parents are when like you are winging it a little bit.
And I just feel like we are very much winging it, because I just think, can you imagine all those people that are, if it's actually all fake, everything that these people are sharing is fake, like when they're doing like the perfect, like, you know, perfect breakfast, perfect lunch, perfect dinner, and then the people also doing like the perfect house.
I just don't think
oh my
that's
God,
true.
I'm already nervous about it now because we can hardly keep up with our own dinners.
But I also know there's families out there that probably have extra help behind the scenes, but you never see it.
Yeah, nannies.
Like you have the nannies, you have the grandparents, like you have like sisters, the brothers, the family that come and help, but they don't, that's never really echoed. So as a viewer, you just think they clean the house, they cook every meal, you just automatically assume that. And I think if we ever like have your mum for help, like we're already like hoping your mum's gonna help pretty much every Friday.
Oh, she's gonna be so busy on a Friday.
Like, and we would be so open to that, because that would eventually be our work day.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where we were, and like going to nursery, we will be having those mornings.
And that'll be bliss.
Yeah, I think you need it.
We'll be like, see, yeah, we're gonna go and catch up on everything.
And I just think, like, I just don't understand. It makes you stress when you see so much online like that.
Do you think it's all real, or do you think a lot of it's fake?
No, absolutely
How
not.
exhausting to have to fake that.
But then I don't know, is it like people faking it on purpose? Or is it just like, it's just happened? Like, whoopsie. But then I just don't know. But then it's funny because we're having this conversation now, but then when we have to let him, like it'd be so interesting. Can we both put away the toys?
Yeah.
Like, will it be okay?
Yeah, I feel like it'll be fine.
I think it will be fine. It's that I think, and it's not I know. It's I'm not sure, but I think.
I think that's what makes me nervous, because we just don't know what everything's gonna go like.
And like, if he's having a meltdown one day,
oh my God,
that obviously has an impact on us.
Yeah.
So there's so many things, and I feel like that's why I want to be prepared, but then I've never experienced anything like that.
Dummy confessions.
Oh yeah.
No.
I've just given myself the biggest ick.
You give me the ick every day, but I still love you.
Thank you.
Because I know that I give you the ick.
You do, and I love you too.
And this is the part of the pod. I think this can be like one of our favourite parts of the podcast.
Welcome to the segment.
Dummy Confessions.
What is Dummy Confessions?
Dummy's Confessions is where we want you guys to send us your funny and most embarrassing parenting stories, so you can help us all feel better, because none of us know what we're doing. And I feel like it's really good for people that also aren't wanting to be parents but just want a good laugh.
Because you're making us laugh and feel better to make you laugh and feel better.
And the way you can send these stories in is by sliding into our DMs on Daddies Overnight.
On Instagram, and just, you can voice note it, you can type it. And of course, it will all stay confidential. Anonymously.
Are we ready? This one's a tiny bit of a beefy one, but it is funny.
Go on. And I love the fact that Matthew reads them, so I get to have the real experience of actually not knowing.
Ready?
I am. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hi guys, I was at a friend's barbecue, first time out with the baby, trying to act normal with humans again. I'm holding the baby, chatting away, and suddenly I feel this warmth followed by a squish.
Just a poo?
Darling, you've just given it away.
Well, anyone would know that with 2 brain cells.
Wow. I looked down to
baby's poo. I
looked down to a full poop explosion.
She's not prepared, is she?
We're talking up the back, out the sides, mustard-coloured mayhem. But here's the kicker. I'm wearing a white shirt. I freeze, trying not to panic, but the baby thinks it's hilarious and starts clapping, so people start staring, and my partner's nowhere to be seen. I end up rinsing my shirt in the pond, finishing the party in a borrowed...
Are they naked?
I guess so. Finishing the party in a borrowed hoodie.
I'm sorry? You take your top off and put it in a pond?
I think she was desperate, babe.
Do we know it's a she or a he?
I'm assuming it's a she.
Why are you assuming it's a she?
Because it sounds something funny and when the way they said about, where does it say? Look down the back and the side.
Let's call Matthew out.
Wearing a white shirt, so I'm assuming it's a white blouse.
How have you got a shirt and a blouse the same?
Just think it's a man then if you want.
I think I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
Either whoever it is, I don't get why you wouldn't just go to the toilet and scrub yourself.
But I feel like when you're not in that situation, I hope that we never have a poop explosion.
But you, and I'm speaking now, ironically, you love white clothes.
Yeah, I do.
You wear white t-shirt.
I'm literally in full white now, apart from my other shirt.
And you've got white trousers. You love. And I remember yesterday we were in London and we were driving. We had a cup of tea in the car, and you literally spilled
tea all down my new white shirt.
You just do it. So I thought that I could really see that happening. And again, I could probably see you not thinking to go to the toilet and just.
I don't know if I would take it off and put it in the pond.
The pond must be gross.
Yeah, pond water's gross.
It's all algae, isn't it? Wouldn't it make it green?
And I don't think that would get it out either. But that was a very good story. So thank you so much, Anonymous, for sharing. Because
why was your baby pooing mustard though?
Because they do. It's not. Oh my god, baby's poo. It's not brown. I feel like it's not brown. I feel like it's whatever colour, carrots, orange. I'm pretty sure it's orange and yellow. You know. Well, we're going to find out in a few weeks.
Why do you know that and I don't know?
I don't know how I know that. Weird,
you know such useless things.
No, thank you.
And on that note, I feel like we're going to say over and out for Daddies Overnight.
That is Daddies Overnight episode 2 done.
Right, we are definitely dropping the episode.
Yeah, we're going to stop the episode numbers. We're not going to do it.
Please subscribe, follow, leave a review wherever you are listening or watching this podcast.
Please give it a good rating. We'll give you big virtual hugs.
Because it really does help our little old poddy.
It really does, especially because we're new.
We're new and we're shy.
We're a small fish in a big fat pond.
So help the poddy, but not that pond.
Yeah, not the pond from the pooey lady. Poo explosion.
You don't know if it's a lady.
I don't know if it's a bloomin' lady or if it's a man. From the pooey human.
Until next time.
One feed at a time.
One cuddle at a time.
And maybe a little sleep if we're lucky.
We should still be able to sleep because we still haven't got a little boy. We haven't been matched.
That outro is going to be so good when we actually have a child.
We're not sleeping. But we'll see you next week for another episode of Daddies Overnight.
See ya.
Bye.
Love you. Bye. If you enjoyed this episode of Daddies Overnight, don't forget to leave a rating and to hit follow.